Hello, and in this video we will explain step by step how to make a dynamic dependent drop-down list with images in Excel. In this example, we have a list of offices with their respective managers, and the choices change as we move along. We are using Office 365 and a new feature to insert images inside the cells. To the right, we have tables for the states, offices, and for the managers. The tables will make everything dynamic. To make this demonstration more realistic, we have a separate worksheet with the photos for each of the managers. We added the pictures with a new feature by going to Insert, then Pictures, Place in Cell. From this device, we're going to open the pictures, and the pictures are now inside the actual cells. In this example, you don't need to create a table for the pictures list, and you will see later on why. Let's get started. In a new worksheet, we typed this information to create the tables. We now go to the Home tab, select the states, and click Format as Table. We check that the table has headers and press OK. Inside the table properties at the top, we type States and press Enter. Please remember that the names of the headers have to match to the options inside the drop-downs that we're going to use. Also, be aware of any extra spaces inside the headers. Let's continue with the cities table. Let's go ahead and select that, and we're going to format as table. We're going to pick one of the designs. My table has headers, and then here we're going to change the name and the properties table to cities. Press Enter when done. Inside the managers list, we see extra spaces in Miami, so let's remove that first. Now we create the table as we did before, and we'll call it Managers from the Properties section. We don't need to change the name of the last main table, but later on we can add more rows if we need to. The extra steps that you're about to see will help you avoid and correct any errors. Select the Managers table, then you're going to go to the Formulas tab, Create from Selection, and we mark Create Names based on the values of the top row. We do not want the left column to validate. We repeat the same step with the cities, leaving only the top row checked. As a bonus tip, we can write down the name of each table as a guide by going to the Table Design tab and get their names. This will help when we build our validation formulas very shortly. Now click the cell A4 under State in the main table. Open the Data tab on the top, Data Validation again, and we'll be using a list. We'll leave these two options checked. In the source field, we'll write equal, indirect, open parentheses, and select the states table. Close parentheses and press OK. Check the list by picking any of the states. Because it is a table, when we add another state like Utah, it will be right away inside our list. This applies to all of the tables, but let's remove Utah for now. For the branch list, go to Data and Data Validation. This time, the list will show the options based on the state that we pick. Type again equal, indirect, open parentheses, and write the table name cities in quotes. Going to change the formula. Since there is no state called B4 in the list, we have to convert this cell so it could be read as a text. Now we're going to type equal indirect, and we're going to make a slight change. We're going to enter the table name in quotes, but also we're going to insert inside those brackets the cell surrounded by ampersigns and also those quotes. We also place the reference below so you can see the syntax better. It is very important that we take out the $sign in the row 4. We do not want this row to stay fixed. Let's continue with the validation for the managers using the list option once again. The syntax is very similar to our previous formula, which you can see in the reference below. This time, we change the table name and also the cell number. Check if the validation is correct by clicking on the city, and we see the two names. We check the managers table, and it's also correct. Now to extract the photos, at the end we're going to use the X-Lookup. To learn more about X-Lookup, watch this video, also linked in the description below. We'll type equal X-Lookup and press tab. The lookup value is who are we looking for, and it is the manager on the left cell. Type comma. The lookup array is asking in which column is that name. We go to the pictures sheet and select the entire column B with names. The return array wants the column or value that we want to extract. In this case, the pictures in column C. Now we close the parentheses, press enter, and the pictures will appear. To finish this table, we can highlight the top row and then drag down into as many rows as we want. Let's resize this table and adjust the width so we can see all of the pictures. If you see the warning sign in the pictures, it's because we called empty cells in the X-Lookup. Press Ignore Error to continue. Let's go back to columns B and C in the pictures worksheet. They have plenty of blanks, and that's okay, because the X-Lookup will pick any new records. We could have also turned the list into a table and use a slightly different X-Lookup formula with a few changes, as you can see in the screen. If you want to center the pictures inside the cells, go to the Home tab, then the Alignment group, and press Center. You can also select the rows again and expand them even more. Go ahead and use the other options in your list. I even added an extra column on the left for alignment, and delete the table names that we used earlier in the validation formulas. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please let us know in the comments any questions and what else would you like to learn in Excel. Thank you.